This is a podcast by the Ontario Council for International Cooperation.
Greetings everyone. My name is Cebile Manzini Henwood. I am the Executive Director of the Swaziland Action Group Against Abuse, SWAGA. Our work is essentially around prevention of gender-based violence, providing support to survivors of gender-based violence, promoting access to justice for survivors of gender-based violence, and we also do quite a lot of advocacy work as well. The work of civil society organizations globally began several decades ago, and discussions on how to harmonize this work, how to measure the work that's being done, how to assess whether the work is effective and results are being met. This has been occurring at a global level, at a regional level, and also at national levels. But now, the Istanbul Civil Society Organization's Development Effectiveness Principles actually provide a framework for ensuring that country-level responses actually do meet results. And it provides a framework on how to measure the work that is being done in a holistic, harmonized, coordinated manner. And for SWAGA, we do this type of work in resource-limited settings. So the Istanbul principles are actually very appropriate and applicable. These principles actually enable us to look at the response to gender-based violence in a more effective and sustainable way, to see how for my country we can ensure that we are implementing the work that we are doing in a way that will best meet results in an effective way within a very resource-limited setting. Now, the good thing about the principles as well is that they also provide tools for implementation. For example, there's the implementation toolkit, there's the advocacy toolkit, and these for us are very applicable because we've been able to contextualize these toolkits and adapt them to our own setting. We've been able to look at these toolkits and learn from the experiences also of other countries. Principle 8 is perhaps the most relevant ones to us in the sense that it's focusing on results and conditions for lasting change for people. In my country, for example, women and children are very vulnerable to the social ills and very marginalized. So now we are actually looking at, through Principle 8, ensuring an enduring legacy for both present and future generations. So all these principles actually do provide a framework for the work that we are doing and actually enhance the work that we are doing as an organization. One thing we know as civil society practitioners is that women face many barriers, and the complexity and form of these barriers to our development evolve over time. And so it's important to create and maintain solidarity and strengthen the sisterhood with honesty, openness, and also acceptance of our differences as well as our strengths. And I have seen that in Canada, actually, and I'm very encouraged by it. I believe that we all have a purpose in life, and it is only when we begin to fulfill that purpose that we find personal fulfillment. I believe the purpose of those who have been blessed with opportunities and privileges is to share those gifts with those that are less fortunate. The purpose of women in the forefront of the women's movement is to pave the way, to chart the maze, and to break barriers, as well as to open doors so that others will be able to walk through.
For more podcasts, visit ocic.on.ca/podcasts.